Hi friends, Ginger here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi. Thanks for stopping in. And today, I'm going to be talking about all of the series that I want to finish in 2021. So, you heard that correctly, finish, which means I have at least started the first book in all of these series, or attempted the first book in all of these series. So, this year, I really want to focus on finishing some series instead of starting more. Although, inevitably, I'm going to start more because, you know, that's how it goes. But I think I have about 10 to 11 different books on here that, well, series on here that I would really like to finish this year. Obviously, don't think that's going to happen. I don't think I'm going to finish all of them, but this way I'm giving myself like a loose idea of where I want to go and, you know, my plan for reading series this year. So, without further ado, I guess let's just get into talking about the series. Alright, so first we are going to talk about some of the trilogies that I have on my list because those are probably the more realistic that I'm going to finish because there's only 3 books in the series. Also, I believe there's actually some of the series on here that I want to get caught up on. I don't think they're finished yet, so we'll do those ones for last. But anyway, the first one here we are going to talk about is the Mistborn Trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. I read the first book, The Final Empire, or Mistborn, last year and loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, so I'm very excited to continue on in this trilogy. Obviously, there is like another trilogy after, but there are 3 books in the first little trilogy for Mistborn that I want to get to the other 2. I would really like to purchase them for my shelves. I want this edition to match, but we don't know if that's going to happen. But yeah, this one is probably going to be a little ambitious just because I think the other 2 are close to the same length, if not longer, and I believe this one was about 600 pages. So, but I really loved the world, and I really want to see what happens next to our character, or our characters, so this one is definitely on the list. Next, we have one that I had full intentions of finishing last year because I got the trilogy for Christmas in 2019 and I never got around to it. So, we have the Folk of the Air trilogy, or the rest of the Cruel Prince books. So, I have read The Cruel Prince. I believe I read it in 2018 or 2017. I don't remember. And so, I gave it 4 stars. I was very intrigued and wanted to continue on, but I have yet to read The Wicked King or The Queen of Nothing, so I would really like to finish that this year, hopefully in like a little reading vlog, maybe reread this one, and honestly decide if I even want to have them on my shelves anymore. Like, I feel bad that I had my grandma buy me the hardcovers and then I might get rid of them, but if I don't like them that much, I'm not going to keep them on my shelves. So I really want to see what I think of this trilogy, so that's why I want to read it. Next, we have one that is probably a little obscure, or like you probably don't remember it as much. I do remember like hearing about it when it first came out on BookTube, but I feel like it's definitely not as big anymore. And that is the Rebel of the Sands trilogy by Alwyn Hamilton. I read Rebel of the Sands again, I think 2019 for an OWLS that was happening, or Newts, and I really enjoyed it, so I ended up buying the second book, Traitor to the Throne, which is a giant thick copy, and then I believe there is one other book obviously in the trilogy that is out, and so I would really like to continue on. I remember the magic system being really interesting in here, and I thought that it was really good, but I have not continued on yet, so I really need to do that. Another one that I read, or I started the series at the end of 2019 was the Bear and the Nightingale, or the Winter Night trilogy, and I really enjoyed this one. Again, I gave it 4 stars, and I thought that the writing was very whimsical and it had like a very unique style, and so I really want to continue on with this series. I again would like to purchase the other 2 books or get my hands on them to read them because I don't think they're at my library, but I just definitely I would really like to read this in the winter because it gives me very wintry vibes, but it is already almost February, so that might not happen, but I really would like to finish this year. One that I am very embarrassed to say I have not finished yet because I really, really loved the first book is The Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy by Laini Taylor. I loved this book. I gave it 5 stars when I read it, and I was like, I can't wait to get the next or read the next book. And it has been probably 3 or 4 years since that happened, and I have yet to continue. So this needs to be priority. I might go ahead and reread the first book because I remember loving it so much. Make sure that I do still love it as much as I did and continue on. But yeah, I really, really need to finish this trilogy so I can officially say that it's a favorite series of all time, because as of right now, I can't say that because I've only read the first book. So I really, really need to get on this. And then the last trilogy on this list is very obscure, and I feel like most of you are not going to recognize this one. And that is to finish the Blood Rose Rebellion trilogy, which I have the second book here, which is Last Crow Conspiracy. I had received Blood Rose Rebellion for review back in 2017 or 2016, and I ended up reading it in a year. Was it 2018? I don't remember. My years get so confused. And I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was like really underrated, and I feel like not a lot of people were talking about it. So I ended up buying the second book, and it's just been sitting on my shelves now. I have not read it. So I really want to continue on with this series, and if I don't like the second book that much, then I'll know I don't want to continue. But when I finished the first one, I really wanted to continue, so we need to do that. Okay, and then we have, I think, 3 quartets on here, so they're still, like, pretty doable because it's only 4 books. And one, I have already read the first 2, so I'm halfway through. So that one is the Monstrumologist Quartet, which I read the first book in high school. I think I was in 11th grade when I read it, and it was so unique and awesome, and I really enjoyed it. And then I read, obviously, The Curse of the Wendigo in 11th grade as well. And I bought the box set for myself, and then I never finished it. So we need to read the last 2, and spoiler alert, I might be reading these sooner rather than later. So this one should definitely be doable to get done in 2021. Another quartet that I really want to finish because I, again, loved the first book, and I really had full intentions of continuing soon after I read it, and I did not, was the Diviners series by Libba Bray. I, again, really, really enjoyed this first book. I thought it was, like, the perfect mix of supernatural and, like, not horrific, really, but, like, it just had really good vibes and writing, and I think I just really enjoyed it. So, and especially the time frame that it was in, really enjoyed that. So I want to continue on with the series. I do own the second book, but not the third and the fourth, because I was trying to go with the, like, I'm going to read to make sure I want to continue, which totally fine. But yeah, I would love to continue this one in 2021 because, again, I remember loving it and I just never continued. So as you can see, I have so many book series I need to just continue because I read the first book and either loved them or really liked them, and I have not continued on yet. And then the last quartet I have on this list is actually one that I have started multiple times, but I am going to make it a priority or very high up on the list to get this done, because this is one of the book series I've had on my shelves for the longest time, so they definitely need to get read because I really am intrigued in them, but they are pretty dense and older styled. That's why I have not read them yet, I'm guessing. And so that is the James Herriot Quartet, which the first one is All Things Bright and Beautiful. This is about a veterinarian in the Shire, and I am an animal lover, as you all know, or you should know by now, and I just think that this is going to have a lot of fun, kooky stories, and I believe this has also been recently remade into a PBS show. So I really, really, really want to. This is the second book. I grabbed the second book. Okay, the first one is All Creatures Great and Small. I'm gonna have to switch these out so I don't read the wrong one first. But yeah, I've had these on my shelves for probably over 7 years. So I really need to get to these, and so I want to finish the series this year. And hopefully, again, with this one, I will be starting it sooner rather than later to get a headway on it. And then the last 2 series I'm going to talk about are ones that I think I'm just going to be catching up on them because I don't think either of them are finished yet. And so I just want to get caught up to where I need to be for the next book to come out. So first we have the only thriller series on here, and that is the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series by Stieg Larsson, but also, who else? Langerkrantz, who took over when Stieg Larsson passed away. I have 5 of these books on my shelves, and I read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and thought it was really good, so I collected the other books, and I have not continued it yet. So I need to either catch up with the series or unhaul them, because again, this one I've had on my shelves for a while, or at least the series, at least a couple years. So I need to continue on, I think, with the series, because it's been on my shelves for a while, and I don't know if it's been completed or if it's continuing on, but I at least want to read what I have so that I can decide if I want to continue on or not. Then the last one on here is, again, one that I really loved the first book and immediately wanted to continue, but did not, and that is the Truthwitch series by Susan Dennard. I own Windwitch, and I would just need to read Bloodwitch, and then there will be another one coming out. So this one shouldn't be too hard to get caught up on, as long as I just read it, you know. So I am really hoping to catch up on this one, and hopefully I continue to love it, because I love Truthwitch. I gave it a 5 out of 5, and so I'm hoping that I just love the series and want to continue on with it. So here we have my giant stack of books that series I want to finish this year. I feel like this is already like 30 freaking books, and I'm planning to read 72. I am just making much ambition for myself. Holy crap. Hopefully we can do it. I'm hoping to focus more on finishing series than starting them this year, although I've already started, I think, 2 or 3 series this year. But it's fine. These are the ones I'm prioritizing to finish because I've started them way a long time ago, or, you know, a couple years ago, so I need to continue with them first. So there you have it, guys. Those are the series that I want to finish in 2021. We shall see how that goes. Hopefully we can revisit this video and be able to check off all these series and say that I read them, but we don't know if that's going to happen or not. Let me know in the comments below what some of these series you want to finish are this year. I would love to know, and maybe if we have some similarities, we can do some buddy reads to get through these sooner, because buddy reads definitely persuade me to finish books quicker. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a like if you liked it, and hit that subscribe button to see more of my content in the future. I would love to have you here on my corner of the internet. So thank you guys again, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!